And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bishop Chatard High School. It is week number 6 of the high school football season. A lot of games already have been postponed until Saturday, but so far, this one is a go. Guerin Catholic coming in at 3-2. Bishop Chatard at 4-1. We have now named this the Hurricane Helene Bowl game because we have a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and so far, Keith Myers, the power went out a little bit ago. We might see power go out again. We want to remind our listeners and our viewers tonight that if it does go out again, you want to come back and retry in a couple of minutes. We'll kind of keep you abreast throughout the evening. What an exciting night already, huh?
Do you want to use my screwdriver?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be the guy that has to climb the pole to fix the lights. But the lights are out. We're hoping that they will be restored. The cool thing is this is a 7 o'clock start. You can move it back to 7:30. Everybody will be happy except maybe you.
Yeah.
But 85 games have been rescheduled for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what the nightmare of that is, as an athletic director, is, okay, so now I have to schedule football officials.
Yeah.
Now everybody will be in the pool again to find football officials. Last night we had a volleyball game at Cecina. It took till 4:30 to get volleyball officials for a 6 o'clock start.
Wow.
So the shortness is definitely there. Though the crazy kids over at Guerin wearing neon, they're here. The kids at Chatard is here. And AC was here, and he left. He went down to Brownsburg.
Oh, boy.
It's raining out at Brownsburg.
Well, I hate to tell him, but that game already got postponed, so he might as well go home.
He might as well, he'll go back to the studio.
Well, the rain is going to last, though, and you can see it right there. The rain's going to last all night long. We know that. The wind apparently is going to last all night long, so I don't know where we're going to get a break out of this. We looked at the forecast, and we're talking at least 10 o'clock before we start to see some of this subside. So there you see the Guerin faithful.
You just said the word. We could start at 10 o'clock.
You could start at 10 o'clock.
Well, I'm just telling you, they could start this game. They will. Both schools want this game in today. It is a nightmare to try to reschedule. Yeah. However, we will. While we have this time, though, let's not do our pregame because we have plenty of time now. Let's look at the IndianaSRN poll.
Okay, go ahead.
You want to go to 6A first?
Yeah, do 6A.
This is my favorite. 6A, Brownsburg number 1,
Yep.
Westfield number 2, Warren Central number 3, Crown Point number 4, Lawrence North number 5, Center Grove 6, Cathedral 7, Penn 8, and Fishers 9, and Hamilton Southeastern 10. Hamilton Southeastern is 3-2. I am shocked. I really thought they would run the table, but they've gone through a buzzsaw for their conference. Your thoughts? We'll see Brownsburg next week against Zionsville.
You were going to ask me, can Brownsburg run the table?
Yes, sir.
I think they can. I think offensively they're very good. They got a 2-quarterback system. They run the football well. Their defense is very good. But that is also, again, that's 6A football, and Ben Davis may be 1-4, but by tournament time they could beat some people, so nothing will surprise me. But if you think about Westfield, how good they are, Warren Central just gave up their first points of the season last week, still managed to get a win. If you go up in the region, a lot of people up in the region love Crown Point. They are still undefeated. So we have, after tonight and after tomorrow, 3 games left, and we'll find out a lot.
The surprise here is Columbus North getting votes. We've seen Columbus North play right here on this field against Chatard. Chatard had a struggle to get that win. Columbus North is no joke.
Well, and they were missing 3 key players, too, and that didn't help their cause. And they've got maybe one of the better linebacking cores in 6A, and they were missing one of their key linebackers who also played tight end, who was one of their leading receivers. So when you're missing that many players against a team like Bishop Chatard, you're definitely going to have a struggle. But they still, bottom line is they fought hard throughout that entire game. They are in it into the third, into the fourth quarter. So if they can get everybody healthy, they'll be in the mix too.
5A, Valparaiso 1, Maryville number 2. You like Maryville.
Yep.
Number 3 is Concord. Number 4 is Lafayette Jeff. 5 is Whiteland. Very good Whiteland team. Plainfield, Cascade, Bloomington North, East Central, and Warsaw.
Well, and again, if you look at that, a lot of those teams are up in the region area, which is a lot different than what you have in 6A. But in 5A, those teams are a little bit more spread out. We got a lot of teams out of the Indianapolis area in 6A, but that's balanced. Now, East Central is another team that is 3-2, and they are missing some key players from last year, but they'll be another team to watch when the tournament rolls around.
4A, New Pal, number 1. Very good New Pal.
Oh, yeah.
Evansville Wrights, Bishop Chatard, Greenfield Central. Greenfield Central and New Pal plays tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Martinsville, Mishawaka, Columbia City, Babuff, Northview, and Leo. Leo at 4-1, but they play a very tough schedule.
Well, and one thing about Leo, and if you look at the composite of all 4 of the polls that are out, and we're one of those included, they did not make the top 10, and I'm not sure what their Sagarin rating is coming into this one, but yeah, they're very good, even if they're number 10 or number 11. But if you want to go back there to those top teams in that division in 4A, East Central, Greenfield Central tomorrow. I've seen Greenfield Central a couple of times this year. They're very good, but I'm not sure they're as good as New Pal.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have some information for you, and we'll look at 3, 2, and 1 poll right here on IndianaSRN.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Raindrops keep falling on my head. Oh, we're back on the air.
I saw him in concert in Reno, Nevada.
It's a special song for our family.
It is?
We'll talk off the air.
Okay.
Yeah, very special.
Is that like that rap song you heard earlier that you do
give me,
during
money.
Yeah,
money.
During church?
Offering. Come on. They never let me preach anymore because when I played that song. 3A, here we go. The Indiana SRN poll brought to you by our good friends at Indiana. This is Sports Page.
Sports Page, yes.
Yeah.
That sports page we do every day?
Yeah. I know the editor. He's really a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Okay, 3A, Evansville Memorial, Fort Wayne Lords, Gibson Southern, Heritage Hills, Mishawaka, Lawrenceburg, West Noble, Garrett, Evansville Mater Dei, and Cascade. Cascade 5-0. I don't know if they get to a sectional that might be a little bit tougher. Not trying to knock their conference, but their conference is nowhere near what Evansville Memorial or those teams play.
Yeah, and we have seen Evansville Memorial. We had a chance
they're
to watch them.
Yeah,
we watched them last week. But here's the team to watch right here, Mississinawa. Now, not only are they 5-0, they have yet to give up a point this year in 5 games.
Is that right?
They have not given up a point, 5 straight shutouts.
Okay.
So we'll find out if they end up going all year long and not get scored upon. That's not bad.
They could be a favorite.
Yeah.
They might win the state. They may win 7-0.
Well, you got to remember the other teams in there. Gibson Southern is good. Lures is good.
Well,
I
think Lawrenceburg is really good down south.
Lawrenceburg is pretty good. I know they lost the one game earlier this year, but they've got a heck of a linebacker there. And again, there's some teams just outside of that, and Guerin Catholic is one of those. They got some votes this week, too, so keep an eye on them.
2A, Lafayette Central Catholic, Indianapolis Lutheran, Brownstown Central, Western Boone, Bluffton, Adams Central, South Vermilion, North Posey, Paoli, and Centerville. No one is taking South Putnam serious or North Putnam. I'm telling you, North Putnam and South Putnam. South Putnam knocks off Lutheran. Now, was the last play of the game? Was it a fluke? Maybe. but they knocked them off. But a lot of people still say Lutheran is the favorite.
I do. I think just because they lost that game, I think that gave them some incentive because they also dropped down in some of the other polls, and they're just as good as they were last year. I don't know, what was their winning streak, like 44 games in a row? That's tough to do
45?
that. Yeah, 44,
They
45.
straight.
When you get past 40, who really pays attention? But I think they're going to be right back in there again.
It's like your hitting career when you went 65 in a row, and then when you struck out. That I'm sorry you got.
Yeah. Well, you got to start over someplace.
Curveball.
So I'd rather lose now than I would in the playoffs.
In week 1.
Yeah.
1A, North Judson, Providence, Carroll Flora, Madison Grant, North Decatur, South Spring Valley, Triton, Fountain, Frontier, Pioneer, and Forest Park. We'll take a break. We'll come back after this.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Back here at rainy Bishop Chatard High School football here on Indiana SRN, brought to you tonight by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is the leading equipment dealer and has been since 1955. Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Bertner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. The Morales Group. We're in business to create a better future for you and your family. McGinley Wrights Financial, inspiring people to repeatedly take action on their financial goals. Indiana Labor's District Council, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Labor's District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. And the Indiana SRN sports page. Follow the sports page every day with updated news coast to coast. You can log on to IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. Both teams ready to go here tonight. Power is back. That's the good news. Let's talk about Guerin. They're 3-2. They're averaging, Coach, 450 yards of total offense and 547.8 yards of all-purpose offense. This could be interesting. I think the equalizer might be the rain.
Yeah, can they do it against the Hurricane?
Yeah.
And I would be very impressive if they can. They have score points. They know how to score points. They lose one of their games by scoring 60 and still got beat. So they can score at will. They'll play very, very well. controlling the key here today, you're not going to see the ball go up in the air. Even you, as good as a quarterback you were at Wyoming, cannot throw.
Well, I was throwing against the wind, and it was easy for me because that's such a strong arm, Go ahead.
Not even you can throw against the hurricane winds that we got. I mean, we got wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a running game. I think this game could possibly be done in an hour and 25 minutes.
Oh, you just blew it right there, didn't you?
Exactly right. Watch us have a delay. But, yardage they do have.
Yeah.
Defensively, I'm in trouble because I think they can give up that many as well.
They do give up a lot of points coming into this one. We'll talk about that as we go throughout. In fact, they're giving up 37.8 points per game. It's up to 47 points per game over the last 3 games, including that 69-62 loss to Brebeuf. In that game, 1,631 yards of total offense. That game took forever.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't have that game for the game of the week. But, I ran for 1,000 yards in my sophomore year.
Did you?
Yeah. I kept running and running.
Yeah, after the water. Yeah, good for you.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Bishop Chatard. They're 4-1 last week. A nice win over Columbus North, as we mentioned earlier. They're not the same explosive team as we've seen over the last couple of years, but they still get the job done, and they got a really good quarterback in Jack Harrington.
Harrington is the bomb. He won't throw a pass. I will be shocked. Though Rob Doyle just never surprises me.
Yeah.
He'll do something. But this is just a battle of wills tonight. Who's the better team? Guerin, Chatard can clinch the conference tonight. That's important. So they have something to play for. Guerin has something to play for because they have not beaten Chatard for the last couple of years. So they want to make a difference. Both of these coaches know each other. They know how good their talent is. It's a lot of fun. As you can hear the wind going through our crowd, Mike, it is a brutal night for football. 82 rescheduled games already.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
By the way, Malcolm Howes is a young man that was an all-state defensive back last year. He's at quarterback this year. And when we talk about the game he had in that Brebeuf matchup, get the numbers here. He ended up going 40 of 56, 638 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He also ran for another 59 yards. That's 679 yards of total offense. And then when you look at his favorite receiver in Hayden Klur, 26 receptions that night, 396 yards, and 6 scores.
Well, you got to remember go back to the sectional game last year. He got hurt late in that game, and that made the difference of the game.
Yeah,
it totally. So when he's under center, they play well. The seniors are the key tonight because the sophomores and the freshmen. The sophomores probably never play in this before. Senior can control. What I found very interesting is we got here an hour and a half before game time with our production meeting. Both field teams didn't take the field till 40 minutes left on the score clock and left early. As we just got lights, and that is nice. I can actually see
there you go.
Who I'm talking to. So, very interesting. Officials tonight, Joe Stafford and his crew, outstanding. I text Joe and said, hey, smile, you're on IndianaSRN. And he goes, I'll be watching after this game. So, Joe and his crew's ready for this game as well. Should be a lot of fun.
By the way, the numbers, again, might be a little bit skewed coming into this one because of the rain, and you see the rain right there coming down. We're not expecting any breaks in that throughout the entire night, but Malcolm Howes coming in, 108, 175 attempts. He is throwing at a 61% clip, 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He is number 4 in total yards in the state of Indiana. And then you look at Hayden Klur, as we mentioned, he is number 1 in the state of Indiana in yards receptions, and that is 51 for 700 this year, thanks to that big game he had already this season. So we're going to have to kind of wait and see. It's hard to tell. The wind is blowing from our vantage point left to right. So I would imagine if you're moving from left to right, you're going to have the wind at your back. You might be able to throw a little bit more, but if you try to go right to left and throw, that's going to be tough. Here's another aspect. If you're punting the football and you're going right to left, do you go for it?
No, you got to go for it.
Okay.
Even if it's 4th and 15.
Because if you punt it in the air, it's going to go that way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at the radar, and it looks like we're going to get a light break maybe in about 20 minutes, but we won't hold our breath.
All right. There you see the Trojans making their way out here tonight. Guerin Catholic, we're still waiting for them. They are in the locker room. By the way, Bishop Chatard coming into this one here tonight, 303 yards of total offense on the season. They're averaging 114 yards on the ground and 183 yards through the air. But the last time we were here when they played Columbus North, it was Jax Guidry who had the big night. In fact, he was named the player of the game afterwards, and even the football team named him the player of the game. So they do have a three-headed attack in Daniel Shaw, who has 365 yards, Daniel Adams with 206, and we've mentioned again Guidry coming in averaging 7.3 yards per carry. Jack Linden is the primary ball carrier tonight for Guerin Catholic, 94 carries, 483 yards, and there you see the Golden Eagles ready to make their way. As a player, though, I think this would be kind of a fun game to play in, simply from the standpoint you'll talk about it for a long time.
If you played on grass, it would be a blast because your uniform would be muddy, and the manager would say, Coach, I can't get them clean, and you get new uniforms the next week.
Is that how that works?
No, it never worked with my budget.
I didn't think so.
Keys of the game, Chatard, run, run, run. Don't even think about pass. Run, run, run. Positive yardage each play. And no turnovers. If you're Guerin Catholic, you got to control the line of scrimmage. If you're going to throw, you got to give him time. No turnovers and no unnecessary penalties. I watched them on film. A couple of games, little penalties that could hurt them, especially if it's second down and 10 and you get a holding penalty. Now you're second down and 20. Big-time penalty mark-off can hurt a team tonight.
Certainly can. Do you have any more keys to the game tonight?
No, I just want to say two things.
Okay.
I want to thank our camera person, Sarah Borland and Matt Stein. They have messed with the weather enough. And Jerry Collins, the crew came early, set up. Good job, guys. Thank you so much for being part of that.
As you mentioned, plus 80 games postponed tonight. Some of the big games are Westfield and Brownsburg. That's tomorrow now at 7. Whiteland and Martinsville tomorrow at 7. New Pal and Greenfield tomorrow at 11, as you had mentioned earlier. Castle and Evansville Wrights will be tomorrow at 4. Gibson Southern and Heritage Hills tomorrow at 5 o'clock. North Putnam and Cascade tomorrow at 3, and that Zionsville-Hamilton Southeastern game tomorrow also at 3 o'clock.
And just to tell you right now, you got doubleheader football on IndianaSRN tomorrow. You got Evansville Memorial and Evansville Bosse. That game is at 11 o'clock, 12 noon our time. And then at 1:30, Troy and I go down to Franklin, HCAC football, Franklin and Ohio Wesleyan. Ohio Wesleyan showed up at Franklin today at 4 o'clock and walked through in the gymnasium.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was so much rain.
Yeah.
Chatard deferred and is going to kick off. Is this the time you do the onside kick to start the game?
No.
I think you do.
No. You want to squeeze all the time, too, in baseball.
I do.
And I know you love doing that, but.
Let me ask somebody else at the booth. Jerry, onside kick?
He didn't care.
Jerry's not even paying. Jerry's onside kick to start the game?
Now,
He says sure.
Okay, but if I'm kicking from left to right, why not just boot it in the end zone?
Well, wait a minute.
Oh.
Karen is in the booth tonight. Karen, onside kick? Sure.
So
now
3-1.
This lady knows.
All right.
Deb, onside kick? No. Okay, here we go.
Deep for Guerin will be Clee Colby. He is only a freshman. It's going to be hard sometimes to make out these numbers here tonight from where we are.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the other player down there is Frazier Declan.
Ball rolls off the
sophomore.
tee.
No kidding. Wow.
I'm just telling you. Now we need Lucy to hold the ball.
Yeah. You're going to see we're not going to see a ball on the tee all night long.
Nope.
You're going to have somebody hold it.
A 17-minute delay. That is not bad. Good job, Chatard. By the way, hello to Greg Piper, as he's in Atlanta, Georgia, right in the middle of the hurricane. Here we go.
Kickoff time once again at 7:17. It will be a short kick, fumbled inside the 10-yard line, and there will be a return, and a very dangerous return, and great job on special teams by Bishop Chatard.
Gets to the 8-yard line.
Frazier Declan on the return. So Malcolm House, he wears number 4, mentioned All-State defensive back last year. And this year he's thrown for over 1,453 yards. He has a 61% completion coming into this one here tonight. One receiver split far to the right side.
Go Eagles start on their own 8.
They are fired up.
Ball's going to be placed at the 10-yard line, and they're going to run the football up the middle. Big hole and a first down.
Offensive line blew him off about 4 or 5 yards. By the way, we did not mention it, but it is homecoming. All the homecoming festivities happen this afternoon, and they will announce the winner, but all the homecoming facilities have been done already.
By the way, Dylan Vargas on the run. He wears number 37. So Vargas getting the start tonight in place of Jack Linden. That is Linden, who will now get the carry and some misdirection. Another big hole, and he's going to get another first down. 2 straight 10 and 11-yard runs.
He brought down by number 98, Tamari Morris.
So good start here.
Yeah, Guerin just blown him off the ball, Troy.
Ball on the 31, brings up the first
So
down.
10 and 11 yards in the first 2 plays. Football just across the 30. Here the wind continue to blow as Guerin into the wind to start this one. Malcolm House will check out the line of scrimmage.
Change the play. Motion.
And they will run it again up the middle. Going to get about 5 on this carry. Actually going to put him at the 34-yard line. And on the carry once again will be Vargas.
Being a 3 on the play.
The umpire is now wiping off the ball. We talked about this before. That towel will be wet after 4 plays.
Yeah, it will be. Second down at the 34. It'll be second down at about 6. Tight 4.
IndianaSRN is on the air, and we are back at Bishop Chatard High School for this continuation of this Circle City Conference clash between the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles and the Bishop Chatard Trojans. Our team of producer Jerry Collins, cameraman Justin Griffiths, and my partner Daniel Miller. This is Clark Chafin. And Daniel, a lot of obvious things to point out here as we start this continuation of this game. Last night you have the weather, you have the fact that we're starting on Saturday at 3 p.m. instead of the traditional Friday night lights. A lot of things going on. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, normally we have Friday night lights. Tonight we got Saturday afternoon clouds. It's like, what are we doing here on a Saturday afternoon? But this is a great game. I'm excited for another Circle City matchup. Both these teams having already played 2 conference matchups. They're deep into conference play and ready. Both teams eager to get a win.
Take a look at Guerin Catholic. They started the season 3-0, but they lost their last 2 games. They are ranked 8 in the coaches poll, number 9 in the media. Malcolm House is their quarterback, averages 290 yards a game. Jack Linden, 120 yards on the ground and 5 touchdowns. From through the air, Trevor Macy has 13 receptions. Adam McNeely has 12 receptions and a touchdown. Defensively, they give up 38 points per game, so this would be a big and crucial, important part for them to get off to a good start.
I agree, and you mentioned it, that having started 3-0 on the season and then dropping 2 games, both in conference play, they're 0-2 in conference, they have a great opportunity to get back on track here with, you said, Malcolm House. He's 4th in the state in passing yards, so definitely something to keep an eye on throughout this game. And then next week they have going up a couple classes to play Pike, so definitely an opportunity to get a big win off the edge of two losses.
Let's take a look at today's sponsors for this matchup. We'll start with Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer since 1955. Passion to care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374, Boilermaker Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Bertner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. The Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you and your family. McGinley Wrights Financial, inspiring people to repeatedly take action on their financial goals. And IndianaSRN Sports Page. Follow the sports page every day with update news from coast to coast. Log on at IndianaSRN.org and click on our tab. Take a look at Chatard. They're coming in ranked 4-1 on the season, ranked 3 in the coaches poll, 4 in the media poll. Jack Harrington leads the way with 133 yards passing. Big time offense, Chatard tradition. What can we expect from them today?
Yeah, we actually yesterday was their homecoming festivities. Then today they're also joining in with their senior day festivities as their final 2 games, both on the road. So something to keep an eye on. This team is hyped up despite having the rain today. Lots of off the field activities going on this time of year. As far as on the field though, they're 4-1 in the first season as a 4A school. They've adjusted very well to this new class of football, having that 4-1 record and having a 2-0 conference record.
Common opponents, Miller, Guerin is 0-2 and Chatard 2-0 against those schools. Series history, Chatard leads that 16-2, and their last meeting happened in the sectional of last year on October the 27th, where Chatard won 21-10. Again, just an unusual circumstance and situation where last night the game began. You get 4 plays in before they decide to postpone and move the game to today. So teams know what they're going to have to be doing. It's 3rd and 4 from the 37-yard line as Guerin Catholic is going to have the ball. And again, looking to get some early momentum against this powerful 4-1 Bishop Chatard Trojans team.
Yeah, and something important to mention yesterday, their starting running back for Guerin Catholic, Jack Linden, actually did not start the game. The starter for the running back for the Golden Eagles was actually Dylan Vargas, who entering yesterday had only 1 run for -1 yard on the season, but on the first play of the game he opened it up with an 11-yard run, and Jack Linden came in right after that and got another 10-yard run. So the 2 running back duo for the Golden Eagles today should be interesting to watch.
Not only that, you think of the field conditions, you think of just the moisture on the field, and also how that translates even into the football.
Exactly, and that's something that we talked about yesterday. I mean, it's like after 4 plays, the football's already soaking wet, and we can't play it anymore. Keith mentioned on the broadcast last night during the little bit that he was able to be here for how the umpire, after the second play of the game, was already wiping the football off. It was drenched in water.
And that with a football gets wet, it gets heavy, it's hard, so that impacts the reception and impacts also the passing game as well. So certainly could play a factor. Footing becomes a factor. You even saw in some of the earlier college games today, Daniel, how teams were even sliding a little bit, and obviously a big issue when that comes into play. Last night, because of the weather, over 60 games canceled in the state of Indiana or postponed to today. So most of those encompassing the southern part of the state in those games.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And you mentioned it earlier before the broadcast. Some games are starting as early as 10 a.m. today. Some games starting later towards the 7 o'clock time window. But a lot of games in the state getting canceled or postponed to today. And we're just happy to be here and bring you some Saturday action high school football.
Looks like they're getting organized and getting ready to get started here on the field. You mentioned that this is the last home game for the Trojans. Next week is week 7. On October the 4th, they're going to travel to Andrean, who's 3-3. Week 8, they have a bye week. And then week 9, they travel to Cincinnati to take on a very talented and just as a tradition-rich program in Cincinnati Elder. So last home game until possibly state tournament, where the 17-time state champion, who's won 4 of the last 5 state titles dating back to 2019, might have a home game during that. So Circle City Conference, the defense is getting ready to come out on the field. The officials are walking out as well, so getting ready to get started. Quarterback, as we mentioned, for Guerin Catholic, Malcolm House. He's a 6'1" senior, completing 62% of his passing. Thought this was impressive, Daniel. 19 touchdowns, but only 5 interceptions. That's what you want from a senior leader, being able to take care of the ball.
It is, but also something to take note of. In his last 2 games in conference play, that's where 4 of those 5 interceptions have been taking place and only 9 touchdowns. So overall on the season, a great touchdown interception ratio at 19-5, but in the past 2 conference games, 9-4. Not quite as good, but still something to be proud of if you're Malcolm House.
Guerin Catholic with more of a high-profile offense through the air, with Chatard more of a ground-and-pound attack. A clash of different strategies. As House huddles up, and we're ready to get started. Be 3rd and 4 from the 37 with 10:02 left here in the first quarter. House under center. Hand it off to Linden. The pile moves forward, but you think he's going to be short by a yard.
Jack Linden, a quick note about him, he's actually number 2 in the Circle City in rushing yards, so both a running back and quarterback combo holding records in the top 5 in their respective conferences.
4th down for Guerin Catholic, and the offense is staying on the field. 4th and 1 from their own 40.
Something to note as well, Malcolm House has punted the ball before, so that's something to be aware of, but under center you would doubt that would happen.
Maybe they try to draw him off sides. Nope, man in motion, give to the fullback. Pounds it forward, it's going to be close. It's going to pin on the official spot, Dylan Vargas. And it looks like the official closer to the Guerin side has it for enough, and they do, a first down.
And Dylan Vargas having not really much action entering yesterday when they started this game, now getting, I think that's his 3rd touch so far, combining yesterday and today.
Vargas, a 5'9" senior. Here's an end around. Hand off to wide out for Guerin Catholic, number 8. Good pursuit there by the defense.
Yeah, Aiden Horn getting the run there. He's had 23 receptions for 345 receiving yards on the season, but they're in the ground game.
2nd down and 9. Back to pass. House finds Linden, hangs on to it after taking a hit, and a big-time completion all the way down to the 33-yard line.
What a play from Linden, trying to get into the receiving game, not only a running back, but also someone who could catch the ball, especially in these wet conditions. That's something that you can definitely take advantage of.
20-yard pass play to Linden. And it's a 1st and 10. Straight up the middle goes Vargas. And picks up a nice gain on 1st down.
This offensive line has been creating big holes for the running backs this whole season, and it has not slowed down today. This offensive line is very powerful for the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles.
What a dynamic punch for Guerin Catholic. When you got Vargas, who's kind of a powerful downhill runner, and Jack Linden, a little more elusive with more speed.
There you see Linden lined up in the receiver spot.
Vargas initially stopped behind the line, keeps turning those legs. Pile moves, and I think he's going to get those 2 yards and gain another 1st down. Lucas Germain on the tackle for the Trojans. They're going to call him just short by inches. And they'll move the chains. They'll say 1st down. I thought they had enough for the 1st down. They move it down to the 23-yard line.
I agree. That was a great call by the referees. I'm sure on the second effort, got enough for that 1st down.
Vargas 4 carries for 22 yards. He'll get a 5th carry here. Kind of runs into the line. Not much elusiveness. Little John Riggins if you're old school. Thought you might like that. Short gain there by Vargas. Give him 1. 2nd and 9. Let's see if this Chatard defense can stand up.
Yeah, when you think about the two running back combo of Jack Linden and Dylan Vargas, you look at Vargas, he's going up the middle a lot more, whereas Linden, if he's getting the ball, he's normally going around the offensive line.
Back to pass. House has some pressure, finds his outlet. Down the sideline, pushed out, but not for another first down.
Aiden Horn, you see getting that reception on the outside edge and just being able to run forward, run down the sideline, get north and south, get some positive yards for the Golden Eagles, get another first down.
Nice job by House. Looks downfield, gets to his check down. Aiden Horn able to scamper down the sideline. They're in the red zone now. 1st and 10, they can still get a first. Back here at Bishop Chatard, Daniel Shaw returning the kick all the way up to the Chatard 37-yard line. Reynolds Farm Equipment is the leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, and landscapers and commercial contractors throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give them a call today at 317-849-0810. Jack Harrington in the shotgun for the Trojans. Here's the handoff, right up the middle. Daniel Adams on the carry.
It's a great combo of Daniels out on the running game for the Chatard Trojans between Daniel Adams and Daniel Shaw. Daniel Shaw getting the kickoff return, and then Daniel Adams getting that first run.
2nd and 6. Ball on the 43. Adams gets the handoff, goes left side this time, and powers for another 6 yards. And another Trojan first down as they move the ball now up the midfield.
Crazy to think that that's just Bishop Chatard's first down, considering the rain yesterday and then how Guerin had that great long first drive.
Hey, they really dominated time of possession, just kept churning out first downs, did the Golden Eagles. 1st and 10 from the 50. Harrington hands it off. And a nice run again by Adams. 8 yards up to the 42. Adams, just a small little guy coming in around 5'8", 5'10", easy to hide behind those offensive linemen. Able to get downhill, nice first down yardage.
Yeah, he was only averaging 4.1 yards a carry entering this game, but so far I think every single one of his runs has been past that, getting 6 or 7 yards a play.
Here's a play action out to the flat, caught for a first down. 7-yard gain.
Stephen Bell with the reception there, a great way to get moving on the outside. A couple of runs to get the defense bunched up in the middle and then throw it out to the outside, get some quick yardage that way.
Harrington's first completion, first down. Now into Guerin Catholic territory. From the 36. Adams on the handoff, a bit of a draw. Piles through the defensive back. Comes out of the pile all the way down to the 21.
And he nearly broke that one free all the way to the end zone. He got all but one defender shook off of him. That was a great, powerful run from the running back, Daniel Adams, on that play.
It's that powerful lean forward, keeps those knees pumping. Almost came out of the other side of that pile for a touchdown, as you said, Daniel. They'll give him again. He's able to make the first man miss. And there's a 4-yard gain, and our official goes down amidst the play. The Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Call us today, the Morales Group, at 317-472-7600.
Hey, way to go,
Boilermaker Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermakers Local 374 to do your job right the first time. Remaining in the first quarter, Guerin Catholic goes on top 7-0. It'll be 2nd down and 7. The ball will be resting on the 12-yard line. Be interesting to see if they allow the players a little bit of stretching time and maybe a quick warm-up. Good appreciative applause by both schools and their fans as they give the official a round of applause for and good thoughts for him.
And you saw Guerin Catholic near the top of your screen just a minute ago trying to get warmed up a little bit before they got back to play. That was a lengthy timeout there for both squads and have to get re-stretched out before hopping back into action with Bishop Chatard driving down the field.
Well, here we go. 2nd and 7. Ball resting on the 12 here in the first quarter. It's been all Daniel Adams this drive. 5 carries for 39 yards. He will be to Jack Harrington's left. Common formation for Chatard this offensive series. This time the Golden Eagles are there.
You wonder if that time off had Bishop Chatard knocking out the momentum a little bit. They were rolling really good down the field, but after that lengthy break, you wonder if they'll be able to get right back into it where they left off.
3rd down and 6. Same formation, trips to the left. They fake it. Catch is made inside the 5. That'll be a 1st down. Kalen Sargent with his first reception.
He's been a consistent target for Jack Harrington on the season. That's his 18th reception, over 200 yards during the game, and adding to that there in a big time space where they needed him right by the end zone.
Sargent's first catch. Here's the handoff again to Adams. Up the middle and in for the touchdown.
A great move by Adams, shaking off to the right a little bit. A little jump cut to allow him that space to get into the end zone there. Get that first touchdown for Bishop Chatard.
Extra point pending.
Gallardo, the kicker for Bishop Chatard, 16 of 17 on points after thus far this season.
Snap is back. Hold is good, and the kick is true. And with 1:44 left in quarter one, Chatard ties it up at 7 here on IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
You see the Trojans coming off the field after that extra point. Now, with a tie game, you wonder if Guerin Catholic will be able to stay with them and keep this momentum. You saw that extra point go outside of the upright, so Guerin with the lead here at 7-6.
Missed the extra point. I apologize. I thought it went right through the uprights. It definitely had a lot of carry. It wasn't a distance matter. But a pull right. And Chatard now trails 7-6. 4-yard touchdown run by Daniel Adams.
That touchdown from Daniel Adams is 4th on the season. A lot of running backs being able to score the ball for Bishop Chatard. We've got Daniel Adams, Daniel Shaw, Julio Graves, all with touchdowns, and Jack Scudry, all getting touchdowns this season out of the running back position for Bishop Chatard.
So the Trojans trail 7-6. And they'll be kicking off. 1:44 left here in quarter number 1. And the kick will be returned. And Chatard with excellent coverage. As Guerin's possession will start inside their 20-yard line. We'll say 1st and 10 from the 18.
And those of you just joining today, that was the first kickoff you've seen from Chatard, but that they actually had the opening kickoff. That one also great coverage by Bishop Chatard. That drive also started from inside of the 20-yard line. That one starting yesterday and getting completed, ending with that Guerin touchdown that we saw just about an hour or so ago.
1st and 10 from the 18. Malcolm House has a touchdown to his credit under center. Handoff and end around to Linden. Jack Linden escorted out of bounds.
And that's kind of what I was talking about on that last drive. They was using Linden much more thus far this game as like a more of an outside of the line type of running back wide receiver, and using Vargas when they want to go between the tackles.
Linden gain of 4, 2nd and 6 from the 22. Here's a handoff to Vargas. Barrels his way up the middle, and he'll get 10 yards and a 1st down.
And another example of Vargas just keeping his legs turned and taking those defensive linemen and linebackers, just moving them down the field.
8 carries for 32 yards now for Vargas.
I'd love to know how much that dude squats because he's got the leg drive.
He's alone in the backfield. He'll get the handoff again. Minimal gain this time as the Trojan defensive line was ready for him. Only 1 yard.
Brought down by 15, Cade Ricard. And 98, Kamari Moore.
2nd down and 9. Ball on the 34. A little light rain.
The wind also picking up, not only on the field, but up here in the booth. You can hear it.
2nd and 9. House under center. Daniel, this is something unusual. You hardly see anymore from a team at any level, is a quarterback under center, and we see it quite a bit here for Guerin Catholic. Here's a cross handoff to Horn. Flag on the play as he's taken out of bounds for a gain of about 3. We'll see what the penalty is. The Trojans say it's on Guerin Catholic. Looks like a hold, and Chatard will take the penalty. First penalty of the game on Saturday.
First penalty of the game overall as well. No penalties thrown in that first 4 plays on Friday.
10 yards will be marked off. So now it'll be 2nd down and call it 12. Or 2nd and 18 rather.
You mentioned that just being the first flag, and we're almost all the way through the first quarter. Very disciplined teams on both sides here, Guerin and Chatard.
House now in the shotgun. Delayed draw. Goes nowhere. Defensive line for Chatard ends the first quarter with a great stop, only 1 yard on the gain. And that'll do it for quarter number 1. Guerin Catholic on top of Chatard, 7-6. Don't go away. We'll come back with second quarter action here on IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com. Get a gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
After the holding penalty and a good defensive play by Kamari Harris, It's 3rd and 16 for Guerin Catholic. House back to pass. Gets some pressure, climbs the pocket before he's sacked. The Trojan defense sacks House behind the line.
And what a play from the defensive line coming in there. Missed the first opportunity on the sack, but was able to be consistent. Second guy got to him just before House could escape it. And that'll force a 4th down and most like a punt from Malcolm House, who also punts for these Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles.
4th down. And as you mentioned, he looks like he will rugby-style punt it. Gets a good roll out of it. Sideways bounce before it's down at the 31-yard line. So a good series after a 1 first down. The Trojans are able to stiffen up and stop the Guerin Catholic offense.
Yeah, a great pair of plays on 2nd and 3rd down there from the Trojans. First with Kamari Morris stopping the ball carrier short after just 1 yard, and then a sack coming up against Malcolm House, really giving the Trojans some good field position after the punt.
1st and 10, ball on the 31. It looks like a false start is going to be against the Trojans.
False start on the Trojans.
That'll move him back 5 yards. Second penalty, one on each team now. So 1st and 15. 11-18 here in quarter number 2. Harrington in the shotgun. Hands it to Daniel Shaw. Keeps churning those legs, doesn't go down.
Both these running backs have been very solid at just continuing the leg drive and working forward, carrying defenders throughout the playing field on both sides between Adams and Shaw on the Chatard side, and then also Dylan Vargas on the Guerin Catholic side.
9-yard gain by Shaw. Makes it 2nd down and 6. Harrington hands it to Shaw again. This time the defensive line from the Golden Eagles stacks him up. Keeps him in for a minimal gain of 1. Be 3rd and 5.
Shaw, you see now coming out of the game. Taking a breather on the bench after those couple of tough runs.
Daniel, is this a passing situation? Harrington's 2 for 2 in their first drive.
I think it is. As 3rd and 6, we've got to have a opportunity, I think, on even on this near side to us. The wide receiver standing by himself.
Slips a little bit, but finds a receiver in the middle, and a catch is made by Harrison Forrestal. Forrestal gets the completion, his first, and it's enough for a big 1st down.
And that's a really big target for Jack Harrington up the middle. Harrison Forrestal, 6'3", 210. A great target on a 3rd down play up the middle.
Nice play action, draws the linebackers in. Forrestal finds that right in that mid-level, able to get the completion. 1st down as we have looks like another injury to a player on the far sideline, or maybe just a tie in the shoe. As both teams huddle. Harrington is now 3 for 3 through the air for 23 yards, and this drive we're seeing Daniel Shaw featured at the running back position. Nice to have such a luxury of a combination. We see the combination of Guerin Catholic, but it's kind of a different styles. With Adams and Shaw for Chatard, Daniel, you see a lot of very similarities.
You do, and these are 2 running backs that have both had over 50 carries on the season thus far, so both very experienced in what they're doing, as opposed to Vargas, who just now getting his first real volume carries in the season thus far.
I can see him being more of a goal line situational back for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, and the way you have it with Chatard, you can have either running back on the field whenever you want, essentially, because both of the running backs having a very similar skill set, but both very good at what they do.
Doesn't really change your play calling either. So here's a handoff up the middle. Handoff to number 36.
Jax Goodry is that running back. He's been able to get 11 carries on the season for 80 yards. He also has 2 touchdowns thus far on the season.
Gain of 7. And it crosses midfield. They're now in Guerin Catholic territory. 2nd down and 3. There's a handoff again. Spins out of a tackle, falls forward, and that'll be a 1st down. Flag comes in late after the play. Let's see what that's all about.
I was trying to get a little bit of the overhang.
And we mentioned it in the open, the 2 main running backs for Bishop Chatard, but both of the Daniels, Daniel Adams and Daniel Shaw. But they actually use 4 running backs in addition to those 2. Also Jax Goodry, who we just saw. And then in addition to him, also number 88, Julio Graves. They've used a few times this season. He's got 17 carries. So Bishop Chatard having plenty of options at the running back position, in addition to having Jack Harrington if he occasionally uses his legs out of the quarterback spot.
So the penalty goes against Chatard. Number 8 should be after the play. They'll say it was a personal foul. So they're going to make it 2nd down. 2nd and 13. Harrington in the shotgun. Play action, looks to his left, goes out in the flat. It's caught. And 4-yard gain there from Harrington.
That was Drew Swickhiner on the reception there. He's the backup tight end for this Chatard team, getting the reception on the outside the lines.
So 3rd down, a long 3rd down. Call it 3rd and 9 on the 45-yard line. Harrington still on the shotgun. Penalty again. And this is going to be offsides, is the call from the official. That'll give the Chatard Trojans a free 5 yards, and now it goes from a 3rd and 9, Daniel, to a 3rd and 4.
And really, that's been the story of the second quarter thus far as these penalties. We mentioned right when they had the first penalty of the game, there was under a minute left in the first quarter, but since then they had the first flag in that at the final minute of that first quarter, and then I think we've had 4 or 5 thus far in the second.
Fake the handoff, a little bubble screen outside. Nice move and a stiff arm. He's got plenty of room down the sideline, and it's a 1st down for Chatard into Guerin Catholic territory.
And a great play there again from Julio Graves. I believe that was on the outside of the field. It was. See him getting the screen pass. A great screen by number 10 of the Trojans, Sully Cooer, the wide receiver, setting up that big play for Julio Graves.
16 yards on the completion. Harrington perfect through the air so far. Here's a handoff. This time it's Daniel Shaw breaking tackles. Those little guys don't try to escape contact, Daniel. They look for contact.
I feel like a broken record at this point, but yeah, those 2 little guys at like 5'6", 5'8", they've been able to just turn their legs, keep getting yards. Every yard after contact counts just as much as a yard in the middle of the field. And these 2 running backs, Adams and Shaw, taking full advantage of every opportunity they get, regardless of if they have someone on them or if they're in territory without being touched.
Shaw gets the handoff, goes to the left side, plenty of room, breaks containment, but tripped up by the end. One thing you see, Daniel, about this Chatard offense, every 1st down has been a positive play.
It has been. That's been something that's been really big for Chatard on this drive, just keeping the legs moving, especially when you have those penalties that may be pushing you back or even pushing you forward on the Guerin Catholic side if they're getting called for one. Just consistent moving down the field, and now they're inside the red zone.
Opens up the whole playbook for the coaching staff when you're ahead of the chains. Here's Shaw again. Minimal gain this time brings up 3rd down.
That coaching staff led by Rob Doyle in his 7th year with the Trojans. He's led them to, as you mentioned, 4 of those past 5 years they've won state titles, including the past 2.
3rd down and 4. Harrington and Adams to his left. They hand it off to Adams. He goes to the left-hand side. It's some contact at the 10 and gets the 1st down. Nice job by Adams. Really nice job of that offensive line. That left side, you just see it collapsing that interior defense. Creates a lot of space for Adams.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, with the offensive line being able to collapse that defense, that really gave Adams the room to roll around to the left side and find an opening and then hit the linebacker, get a couple extra yards after the contact once again.
Harrington, here's Adams, makes a man miss. Forward roll inside the 5, almost got him in, but he'll be down at the 2.
They had a very similar play call going around the left side of the offensive line once again, and that opened up another hole for Daniel Adams once again.
2nd down and goal, ball resting at the 2-yard line.
There you see that forward roll acrobatic from Daniel Adams.
I could never do that. There it is to the left side, breaks 2 tackles and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Daniel Adams, his 2nd, and the Trojans take the lead at 12-7.
And that was his touchdown to get. He had so many big plays across that drive, just continuing to move the legs even after getting hit. And he deserves every single yard he got on that play and deserves that touchdown 100%. His 5th touchdown on the season. 2nd of the game.
Trojans on for the extra point. Kick is up. And it is good. And with 5:40 left in quarter 2, Chatard takes the lead at 13-7 on IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort, fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
A 2-yard touchdown run by Daniel Adams puts the Chatard Trojans on top 13-7 here in quarter number 2. Daniel, what did you think about that drive?
I thought that was really good running backs from Daniel Adams, Daniel Shaw, and also that big play with Julio Graves on the screen pass, getting set up with a big block by Silly Cooer. That was a big momentum continuation for the Chatard offense during that drive.
Here's the kick. Guerin will take it at about the 10-yard line. And excellent coverage again.
Bishop Chatard has not allowed Guerin Catholic to start from beyond the 20-yard line yet today. After 3 kickoffs, they're 3-0 on stopping Guerin before the 20. That's something that your defense has to be very proud of if you're Bishop Chatard, and something that I'm sure their defense has to be appreciative of with their special teams unit.
Field position battle starting off inside the 20-yard line. Helps your defense. 1st and 10 from the 15 comes the Guerin offense. Malcolm Howes has a touchdown run in quarter number 1. He's under center. Handoff breaks a tackle. Good job by the linebacker to fill that hole quickly.
And something to note, as you mentioned, Malcolm House with that touchdown run to start the scoring for the Golden Eagles. He now has just as many rushing touchdowns as he does passing touchdowns on the season. So inside the red zone, definitely a threat with the legs.
There's a handoff again. Piled up for a minimal gain. You'll call it a gain of 2. Good defense brings up a 3rd down.
But Bishop Chatard defense taking advantage of the good field position, allowing Guerin Catholic to get behind the chains, and now it's 3rd and 3, an opportunity to get 3 and out, get their offense back on the field.
Horn in motion. House tries to hit the tight end across the middle. Great coverage by the Chatard defense, forces an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down. 4:23 left. Having your quarterback be a punter, you can't really send out a punt receive team in your special teams unit here.
No, you cannot. And Bishop Chatard does not have a man back here, so if House does indeed punt, the opportunity for a great roll on the end of the punt is awaiting.
Puts his left foot into it, a spiraling kick that lands at the 50, and it'll go out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Excellent field position for Chatard to try to see if they can even double up here, Daniel, with getting a score before halftime and then getting the ball right out at 3rd quarter.
Exactly, and with the coverage on the kickoff from the special teams, allowing Guerin Catholic to get backed up inside the 20, combined with a 3 and out forced by their defense, it really sets up the offense really well. Just 2 yards to the 50.
1st and 10, ball resting at the 48. Harrington finds his man over the middle. That's a catch completed by Forrestall. And Forrestall is going to have enough for a 1st down. He'll move the chains.
Both of Forrestall's catches thus far today, both for 1st downs. And both over the middle from that big 6'3", 210 tight end frame.
Harrington, a perfect 6 for 6 so far for 55 yards. Rolls to his left, has a man wide open here in the flat. Sargent tries to make a man miss, gets him out on the perimeter. Nice 7-yard gain to Sargent, his 2nd catch.
You mentioned Harrington being perfect on the day from the completion standpoint. That's really been opened up by the ability of Adams and Shaw through the middle in the running game, really forcing the defense to press the middle and opening those opportunities down the field.
Here's a handoff. Daniel Shaw up the middle, breaking tackles left and right, all the way down inside the 20. A big-time gain for Daniel Shaw.
And after you see Harrington going to the pass game more, it forces the linebackers and safeties to stay more out to cover those receivers. And you see Shaw with an opportunity to run straight up the middle, as you see, all the way down to the 20-yard line. 15-yard line, rather.
18-yard gain there by Daniel Shaw, his longest of the contest. Here's a play-action pass. Out to the bubble screen, breaking tackles and diving forward.
Julio Graves on the reception there, turning those legs on the outside.
Graves with a 7-yard completion. His 2nd reception.
Just a sophomore, Julio Graves, with a lot of opportunity for growth here in the coming years with Chatard.
Seems like a big physical receiver to have out on the perimeter. His handoff to Shaw up the middle. It looks like he'll get a 1st down.
It does, and Julio Graves, you mentioned him being a bigger guy. He's actually listed as a running back, so making some plays on the outside today, but officially listed as a running back for the Trojans on the lineup.
1st and goal is the Chatard offense. Pistol formation now with Shaw behind Harrington. Shaw, left side, into the end zone for a touchdown. Daniel Shaw's first of the game. And the Trojans take it to the house again on top now, 19-7.
You saw Adams getting a lot of the carries last drive, rewarded with a touchdown. This time, Shaw getting the bulk of the carries and getting rewarded with his own touchdown. Both running backs, again, staying prevalent in this game. And Shaw, much more up the middle this time, getting some big plays throughout the middle of the field.
Extra point. It's up. And it is through the uprights and good. And tack on one more. Chatard leads now 20-7 with 2:08 here in quarter number 2 on Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Five-yard touchdown run by Dylan Adams, by Daniel Shaw, and the Trojans go on top by a score of 20-7 as they kick off Guerin Catholic. And more special teams play.
4 for 4 for the Trojans, stopping the kickoff before they get to the 20-yard line. They are rolling down the field using that quickness to shoot the gaps and get down the field.
Special teams, special players, special plays. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line.
There you see the touchdown from Daniel Shaw, getting up the middle, making a play, extending the lead 20-7.
1st and 10 from the 16, Malcolm House. In the shotgun, Linden to his left. See if the Golden Eagles decide to air it out a little bit. Looks left, can't find anyone, takes off and gets positive yards. Five-yard gain by House.
And great spatial awareness by House on that play. You see no one open and finding a gap through the middle. Quick decision to get a couple yards.
Flag on the field. It looks like false start against the Golden Eagles. That'll push them back 5 yards. Minute 42 to go here in quarter number 2. Game that started last night after 4 plays. Postponed to today. And Guerin Catholic with the ball down 20-7. House in the shotgun. Looks right. It's a man out in the flat. It's caught by number 38, Adam McNeely.
Just McNeely's first reception on the day. You were mentioning it while we were in the break. Malcolm House averaging close to 300 yards a game passing, and only, you said around 34 yards passing thus far today?
His last completion was 34. Here's a nice catch by number 5. And that'll be a first down. Nice hook up there. They move fast. Pressure. House rolling out to his left. Incomplete.
House with a couple of good receptions there, trying to take a little bit more of a shot down the field, going for about 15 yards, would you say, on that potential completion, but just out of reach.
Aiden Horn getting up a little slow for Guerin Catholic on the far sideline. I'll let you know, officially human, our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on fields and courts. Do your part to practice good sportsmanship. If you don't have officials, we can't play. Officially human. Thank you for all the officials for all that you do and giving us the opportunity to have these athletes play these games. Those participating and family and friends, love to get out there and compete, show what they do and show what they do well. Here it's 2nd down and 10 as Horn has helped off the field. Incomplete pass stops the clock, 49 seconds. That's the first incomplete pass of the game.
Is it really? Wow.
I have Malcolm House unofficially a 4 of 5, and Jack Harrington is 8 for 8. Talked about a heavy football and hard to throw and catch, and yet they're doing a really good job of competing. And that one falls incomplete.
Yeah, the rain has been still an impact today. A lot of umbrellas out throughout the crowd. It's still coming down, but not quite as much as yesterday, but it's been something to be aware of throughout the past 24 hours as we have the remnants of a hurricane coming through the city.
3rd and 10. House in the shotgun. Feels a little pressure, climbs the pocket. Good coverage underneath by Chatard defense, number 15, there to take away any angle. It's now 4th down.
And that ball really thrown into double coverage there, an opportunity to be picked off if the Chatard defender could have got 1 or 2 more steps on it.
4th down and 10.
And just 41 seconds left in the half. You wonder what Guerin will do with the 4th and 10. You would assume they would punt here, but Chatard only having 41 seconds to do something with it.
Well, with all the momentum resting on Chatard's side, 4th and 10. And 4 seconds left. They're going to have a false start penalty. So that'll push him back 5 more yards. Might see Chatard's safety maybe shade a little more to the right as House is a left-footed punter.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen him do that rugby style going to his left, so it seems like all the punts have been going to the wide side of the field. There it is again. This one's end over in, and fair catch at the 44-yard line. So with 35 seconds left and 3 timeouts, let's see what the Chatard offense tries to do here before the end of half.
Really good coverage there from Guerin Catholic on the punt, not allowing a return from Bishop Chatard, which is something that they've been able to get a couple times. It's been able to help them out. This time Guerin getting a nice special teams play.
So 1st and 10, ball resting at the 44. Jack Harrington in the shotgun. 2 receivers left. Here comes some pressure. Finds his outlet. And crosses the 50 and gets out of bounds after a 1st down.
That's about as good as you can hope for if you're Coach Rob Doyle and Chatard, getting a 1st down across the 50, out of bounds, and you're going to get the ball back to start the second half.
Nice 11-yard completion. Guidry on that reception over the middle. He's got a man. Julio Graves on the reception. And a quick timeout by Chatard with 22 seconds left. And now you have the ball all the way down to the 25-yard line. Daniel, what's the coaching staff drawing up here with 22 seconds left?
I mean, you've got to keep the ball close to the sideline. You had the play go up the middle that last play, and you had to call a timeout to stop the clock with 22 seconds left. You have 2 more timeouts, but that's something that you want to be aware of, is that you need to keep that ball towards the sidelines to get out of bounds. I mentioned that first play, just about as good as you can draw it up, getting positive yards, about 10, 15 yards on that play, and getting out of bounds. That was an excellent play call from the coaching staff of Chatard, and you would expect more of that here in the last 22 seconds of the first half.
22 seconds left. You've been running the ball so dominantly here in this first half. Is the run game still in play here?
I think it is with those 2 timeouts, but it's not something that you're going to want to look directly to unless there's another option.
Well, with 2 timeouts, if you're Guerin Catholic, you want to keep the ball in front of you, tackle them in bounds. Let's see if they bring some pressure. Harrington in the shotgun. They pick up the blitz over the middle, and it's caught. First down and more. Inside the 5, down to the 4. Forstall with the completion. And a catch and gain of 21 yards for Forstall. And Chatard is going to call another timeout. They have 1 remaining now. Clock is 16 seconds. And now I think the running game still comes into play.
It definitely comes into play now, especially with the 1 timeout still. And being less than 5 yards from the end zone, you're not thinking 3 anymore. You're thinking 7 the whole way through for Chatard after that big play from Harrison Forstall. By the way, you don't see a lot of tight ends getting as much action as Forstall has been getting today in a high school game anymore. That's a quality tight end for the Chatard Trojans.
And that was a great catch. Looked like the ball, you had 2 guys kind of crossing in the middle. Looked like the ball was just a little behind him. He was able to adjust his body on that catch and then power through some tackles, broke some tackles to get all the way inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal. Ball on the 4-yard line. For Chatard Trojans looking to add on to the lead. And they're going to try to double up as well as they'll get the ball in the 3rd quarter.
Exactly. Having Guerin score first, but they have not been able to get anything going offensively yet since then. And Chatard getting the ball, as you mentioned, to start the second half. They could put a really big dent in this lead.
1-on-1 down below with Sargent. Here's the handoff. Up the middle. Guidry, can he get in? Touchdown! Jax Guidry. He gets on the board in a 4-yard touchdown run for him.
He went right around the left side of that offensive line, and that was something that I think he had been doing several times this game, going around that left side of the line. And Jax Guidry able to get on the board for his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Extra point is up, and it is through. And the touchdown puts the Trojans now on top, 27-7. Daniel, 27 unanswered points by this Bishop Chatard offense. And they seem to be a fine-tuned machine. And it looks like their defense is caught up as we take a look at the replay.
Yeah, Jax Guidry avoiding the tackles and powering through 4 defenders there to be able to get the touchdown just about a couple inches inside of the goal line. And he needed every single inch of that. Now, we mentioned all 4 of the running backs. Julio Graves listed as a running back, but they're using him more as a wide receiver today. And Jax Guidry, as well as the 2 Daniels that have been getting the bulk of the carries, they all have multiple touchdowns out of the running back spot this year. And Bishop Chatard not afraid to use multiple backs, multiple touchdown scores. They've got 3 of them today, 2 from Adams, 1 from Shaw, and now the 1 from Guidry.
Touchdown puts the Trojans on top by 20. They'll send it off here with 11 seconds to go before halftime. Their last regular season home game. Kind of a squib kick. And Guerin will take a knee here at about the 21-yard line. Let's see if they just take a knee as well with 9 seconds to go here in the quarter, if they'll run a play.
Really no opportunity for a return there from Guerin. That their first time starting the possession on the correct side of the 20-yard line by about half a yard.
Half a yard the first time. Good field position.
Unfortunately, only 9 seconds to do something with it, though.
Well, let's see. They're going to run a play. 3 receivers right. Here's a handoff up the middle. And that'll be Linden's carry. And he'll get a 5-yard gain, and that'll do it for our first quarter of action. But it's been all Chatard after Guerin Catholic takes the opening kickoff and takes it down the field and scores 7-0. Chatard answers with 27 unanswered points. The scoring looks like this. In the first quarter, Guerin's 1-yard touchdown run by Malcolm House made it 7-0 with 1:44 in the first quarter. 4-yard touchdown run by Daniel Adams makes it 7-6 as the extra point was no good. Second quarter scoring starts with the Trojans with 5:40 left. 2-yard touchdown run by Daniel Adams puts Chatard on top 7-13 with 2:08 left in the second quarter. Another 5-yard touchdown run. This one was by Daniel Shaw, and Chatard ups their lead to 20-7. And with 11 seconds left, Chatard scores another touchdown, a 4-yard run by Jax Guerin, puts the score of the first half up to 27-7. Thoughts on the first quarter there, Daniel?
Well, the main thing that I noticed is how the Golden Eagles of Guerin Catholic used 3 primary running attacks on that first drive to get that touchdown, between Linden, Vargas, and then House punching it in for the touchdown. And they really haven't been able to get those 3 running combo going on since that first drive. I think if they go back to Dylan Vargas on those up the middle runs and then go to Linden on the more end-around runs, they'll be able to get some more action here and hopefully close up this lead in the second half.
The adjustments need to be made for both teams as it's the last night, senior night, so you see the seniors lining up with their families here at the end zone as they're walking through. And we'll let them have some recognition here at halftime when Chatard on top 27-7.
Next we have number 5, Luke Monahan. Escorted by his parents, David and Ann Monahan. Next we have number 8, Kaylin Sargent. Escorted by his parents, Britton Terry and Adonis Sargent. Next we have number 15, Cade Ricard. Escorted by his parents, Jamie and Amanda Ricard. Next, number 22, Declan Hostetler. Escorted by his parents, Kurt and Danica Hostetler. Next we have number 27, Harrison Forstall. Escorted by his parents, Eric and Joni Forstall. Next is number 34, Eddie Benson. Escorted by his parents, John and Eileen Benson. Next is number 44, Michael McGinley. Escorted by his parents, Mike and Heather McGinley. Next up, number 74, Jacob Artiega. Escorted by his mother, Maria Artiega, and brother, Santiago Artiega. Next we have 72, Andrew Troy. Escorted by his parents, Steve and Ellie Troy. Next is number 66, Landry Freiser. Escorted by his parents, Shannon and Jennifer Freiser. Next we have number 0, Asher Bolin. Escorted by his parents, James and Melissa Bolin. Next up, number 4, Tony Kniff. Escorted by his parents, Brent and Kate Kniff. Next we have number 9, Antonio Vinson. Escorted by his parents, Simone Turner and Antoine Vinson, and brother, Antoine Vinson Jr. Next up, number 14, Camden Hardaway. Escorted by his mother, Ashley Beatles. Next we have number 16, Stephen Bell, escorted by his parents, Robert and Karen Bell. And next, number 43, J.R. Finnegan, escorted by his parents, Michael and Angelina Finnegan. And now our senior managers. First, Maggie McGowan, escorted by her parents, Hugh and Kate McGowan. And Matthew Woodcock, escorted by his parents, Woody and Angie Woodcock.
You got something to eat. In your pocket, you have something to eat.
And now we have our senior cheerleaders. First up, Abby Fitz, escorted by her parents, Matt and Amy Fitz. And Allie Pelican, escorted by her parents, Greg and Jenny Pelican. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big Trojan round of applause for our seniors? Thank you for all you've done for Bishop Chatard High School.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Are you an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw.
Boy, what a stick, huh?
Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Welcome back to Bishop Chatard High School halftime, where the Trojans are on top of the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles by a score of 27-7. Let's take a look at some of the statistics for the first half. First, for Guerin Catholic, through the air, Malcolm House is 4 of 8 for 41 yards. Longest completion being a 20-yard pass play. On the ground, the Golden Eagles are led by Dylan Vargas. Vargas has 9 carries for 33 yards. Jack Linden, 4 carries for 13 yards. Aiden Horn has 3 carries for 7 yards. And Malcolm House, the quarterback, 5 carries for 13 yards, including the 1-yard touchdown run to get them on the board in the first quarter. And through the air, Aiden McNeely has 1 catch for 4 yards. Jack Linden, 1 catch for 20 yards. Aiden Horn has 1 catch for 10 yards. For Chatard, Jack Harrington through the air is 11 for 11 for 119 yards. On the ground, Daniel Adams, 10 carries for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those touchdown runs coming from Adams of 2 yards and of 4 yards. Daniel Shaw has 8 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown. His touchdown run came from 5 yards out in the second quarter. Jack Guerin has 2 rushes for 11 yards, including a 4-yard touchdown run with 11 seconds to go before halftime. Receiving-wise for Bishop Chatard, Kalen Sargent has 2 catches for 16 yards. Harrison Forrestal has 3 catches for 40 yards. Julio Graves has 3 catches for 45 yards. So there's some first half statistics for both teams. As we said, Chatard will come out with the possession in the third quarter and the chance, really, I think about how that first quarter or that first half ended 2:08. I kind of thought, okay, maybe they can double up there, but they got the ball back and were able to score, Daniel. Very impressive.
Exactly right. We were talking about how they might double up and be able to go 27-7, and this could be the score, say, third quarter, 7 minutes left after Chatard's first drive. We still have a first drive of the second half for Chatard, and it's already 27-7 with that run from Jack Guerin along with a couple catches from Harrison Forrestal on that last drive. The thing that sticks out to me the most from that on the Chatard side, definitely Jack Harrington's 11 of 11 completion percentage for 119 yards. That's something that you don't often see anymore, just in general. And that's going 11 for 11 is a feat to be proud of any day of the week for Jack Harrington.
And especially in the conditions today, where the rain's starting to come down a little bit more here during halftime, as we had a nice ceremony. We brought that to you of those senior football players and their families, and all the recognition of their hard work and their last regular season home game here at their high school. And so I want to say congratulations to them. I know it's an emotional time, being an athlete and all of your blood, sweat, and tears and practice and all those weights you lift in 2 days as a football player to put it all on line. So congratulations to them.
Exactly. I agree with that sentiment 100%. Being a senior on a football team is something incredibly special, and that's just something that should be congratulated whenever you get a chance to.
We'll take a short break and come back and wrap halftime up and get ready for second half action here at Bishop Chatard High School, with the Trojans on top of Guerin Catholic by a score of 27-7. You're watching IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. Back out here at halftime at Bishop Chatard High School. Trojans leading Guerin Catholic 27-7 here at halftime. Producer Jerry Collins, cameraman Jefferson Griffiths, and my partner Daniel Miller. This is Clark Chafin. And Daniel, as we have about 3 weeks left in the season, we kind of take a little peek at the sectionals for each of these teams and look at what the other teams in their sectionals are doing. Let's start with Guerin. They're in 3A sectional 29. We have some teams that have played some really good football this year. Cascade, the Cadets are 5-0. Speedway is 3-2. Tri-West 2-3, led by former Colts quarterback Jack Sorge's son now. Indianapolis, Washington's 3-1. You have Crawfordsville at 2-4. The West Vigo Vikings of the West Terre Haute is 2-4, and Hamilton Heights at 1-5. It's definitely some challenges there, but for this Guerin Catholic team, they can score with anyone. You can see them certainly being able to host that sectional trophy.
You mentioned that at the top of that sectional at Cascade 5-0. I've been able to do 2 of their games, and both of them got quite a bit of rain during that game. It feels awfully similar to our game today, that's been not only delayed a full day because of rain, but it's still raining now as we're talking.
Chatard has been moved up because of the success factor of going to 4A, 17-time state champion, as we said. For the last 5 years, they have been crowned champions. They are in sectional 22 of 4A. There are 8 teams. There are other seven teams in their sectional. Consist of a Northview team that's 5-0. The Danville Warriors out of Hendricks County, 4-1. Brebeuf, who can score with anybody, is at 4-2. Roncalli, always a stingy defense and always has that ground and pound mentality. Workman-like team, 3-2. You have Indianapolis Addicts at 2-1, and then a couple teams at 1-4 in Indianapolis Shortridge and Mooresville at 1-4. Some challenges posed there for the Trojans, but certainly a path to victory for them.
You mentioned 2 of those teams in that sectional also in Chatard's conference, so they've already got victories against in Roncalli and Brebeuf. So those 2 teams that Chatard has already checked off their list, and if they were to play them again, could be interesting only because it's hard to beat a team twice.
It certainly is, and so we take a look at that as we're getting ready to start the third quarter action here at Brebeuf High School. Brebeuf was in the sectional, and that was the 2 their Circle City Conference. Chatard being 2-0. That's those 2 wins against Brebeuf and Roncalli. Chatard's ready to get the second half underway as far as they are receiving IndianaSRN sports page, wall-to-wall sports news every day. High school, college, pro sports, we have it all. Check it out at IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. Stay informed with the IndianaSRN sports page.
Shout out to Troy Garangowski, who runs the IndianaSRN sports page. He started our game here yesterday, but was unable to continue the game as we get postponed into Saturday.
I've told him if he needs someone to do a little golf coverage.
Ooh.
I know someone that was a varsity golf coach for 15 years.
Okay.
So we'll see if Mr. Darren Gowski, SRN sports page, does an awesome job as Guerin kicks off. Short kick, taken at about the 18. And here comes Daniel Shaw, the right side. He'll get up to crosses the 35. Good starting field position for this Chatard Trojans, and really the only people that can stop the offense is Bishop Chatard, I think, Daniel.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really questioning Guerin Catholic's ability to tackle. Even on that opening kickoff, it took them 2 or 3 guys to get the Bishop Chatard running back Daniel Shaw out of bounds. So something to keep an eye on. Making strong tackles is definitely something that I think Tom Dilley will focus on in practice in the upcoming week.
You know, another thing, we did have some penalties, but no turnovers with conditions and slippery, heavy ball. No turnovers. It's right away. Harrington finds a receiver. Julio Graves catches the ball and crosses me at midfield.
And what's that put Harrington at now?
That puts Harrington at 12 for 12.
Over 130 yards now, receiving or passing yards too.
Over 100 receiving, yeah. 20-yard gain there for Graves, 65 yards for him. There's the handoff up the middle as Daniel Adams breaks a tackle, gets loose in the secondary, runs over a safety, inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line.
Again, the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles are struggling to get a tackle on these running backs, just pushing strong through each individual player. And Daniel Adams, taking a moment to celebrate after this play, trucking the defenders.
All the way inside the 20-yard line, now inside the red zone. Daniel Adams, 11 carries, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the Trojan offense ready to attack on more points. They'll move the formation. Harrington in the shotgun. Here's Adams. Little delay handoff again. He even gets extra yardage, Daniel, when you see him even tackled. It seems like he lands on a defender and rolls over as the flag comes out. There'll be an illegal block in the back. So that'll push him back 10 yards.
With what you just mentioned about him continuing to fall forward and not backward, I've noticed that even with some of the receivers too, they always try to land on the defender's body so that they aren't fully down on the play, so then they can reach forward and grab a couple extra yards even while being held down by the defender.
1st and 20. Play action, got a man in the corner, over the outstretched hands, and it's complete. Nice catch by Kalen Sargent. All the way down to the 6-yard line, a 21-yard gain for Sargent.
You just saw it again over the outstretched arms, and just able to make a play running just fast enough was Kalen Sargent, getting out of bounds inside the 10.
Sargent's 3rd catch for 37 yards. Adams caught in the backfield. No gain there. But a great play action pass there by Jack Harrington. Again, set up by the running game of Bishop Chatard as Daniel Shaw checks in for Adams.
And Harrington put just enough arm on that ball too. The cornerback looked like he was ever so close to getting a hand on that, batting it down before it could get to Kalen Sargent.
Harrington, hand off to Adams, right side, all the way down inside the 1. They're going to say he was down at the 2. 4-yard gain by Shaw. 3rd and goal. As successful as this running game has been, you would think they got 2 chances to punch it in here from the 2-yard line.
I would agree with that. Shaw with a great opportunity to bounce it outside on that last one. The offensive line was bunched up. He said, all right, I'll take it out this way.
This is a tackle, contact initiated, stood up by the defense and was able driving back to gain just 1 yard for Shaw. And there's a flag on the play. It's going to be holding. Here's an interesting call. 4th and 1. Are you going to move it back to the 11 and give him 3rd and 11? Let's see what the staff, they elect to take the penalty.
I would do the same. I don't think you're going to get more than, I would think you could keep your defense from allowing them to get 10 more yards. So try to elect to keep them at like a 4th and 5 would even be better than the 4th and 1 if you decline the penalty.
So 3rd and 15, 3rd and goal rather, from the 15-yard line. Harrington gets some pressure, makes the pass complete to Sargent, and he will go all the way down to the 5-yard line.
The call by Tom Dilley to accept the penalty works out, as now they have 4th and 5 to go to get in the end zone as opposed to the 4th and 1.
Fourth and 5. Chatard offense stays out there. Daniel Shaw will be to Harrington's left in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 right. And they're going to call a timeout for Chatard. We'll take one with him with 8:17 left here in quarter number 3.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen, skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive, floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30, block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there, and finally, somebody gets on the board.
Fourth and goal from the 5-yard line as the Bishop Chatard offense comes out after the timeout. Let's see what they've drawn up here. Harrington in the shotgun, looks left. Little pressure, got a man wide open, touchdown. Number 10, Soli Keeler with a touchdown reception of 5 yards, and the first one through the air for Jack Harrington.
And it felt like the defense kind of just opened up there. I was looking at the end zone. I didn't see any open receivers. And then all of a sudden, here comes Sally Cooler, and he's just wide open by himself. Somehow, I think the defense got lost with that.
Extra point is up, and it is good. And with 8:13 to go here in the third quarter, Chatard extends the lead to 34-7 on IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Chatard takes the opening kickoff of the second half and all the way down the field and converts on a 4th and goal from the 5-yard line on a pass from Harrington to Keir. And the score now is 34-7 in favor of the Trojans.
Keir had yet to get a reception on the day, but earlier in the game we did mention his name. He set up a big block on a play for a screen pass to Harrison Forrestal.
And a flag thrown. Official with a nice 20-yard throw of the flag there, as Guerin had their best kickoff return past the 25, but there's going to be a face mask on top of it, so they'll tack on some yardage for the Guerin Catholic to have a good offensive starting position with 8:08 here in quarter number 3. Clark Chafe and Daniel Miller happy to bring you the coverage today. In a game that started last night, 4 plays into it, postponed it to today, and we've had some interruptions even today. We've had some rain, a little bit of everything. Welcome to Indiana, Daniel.
Exactly. Saturday afternoon high school football. What could be better? Forget the Indiana Hoosiers or the Purdue Boilermakers both playing in the noon slate today. This is what you want to watch.
42-yard line. Here's a handoff to Linden up the middle. And that Chatard defense stout and strong. Linden with a 2-yard gain. Linden has 5 carries for 15 yards, coming in averaging 120 yards per game. 5.1 per carry. Well under that average.
And he actually didn't appear in his last game this past week, but despite that, he's still number 2 in the Circle City Conference in rushing yards.
Howes rolls out to his right, catches made and taken out of bounds. Isaiah Lewis, number 24, with the reception. 4 yards on that reception. 3rd down. 3rd and 4. Ball on the 48. House quick steps. Quarterback draw. Can't elude the defensive end, and he'll be tripped up a yard short of the first down. It'll be 4th down.
And if you're Coach Dilley, you think at this point you've probably got to go for it here on 4th and 1, 4th and 2 potentially to go.
4th and 1 inside the Chatard side of the field. We'll say ball resting at the 49. And with the score the way it is, 34-7, the offense is going to stay out on the field. 3 receivers left. Linden with the handoff right up the middle. A nice hole opened by the offensive line, and he'll gain a 1st down.
Linden, a very quick runner. He was able to get some speed on that initial bounce and take it for a few more than the 1 yard that he needed.
Linden, the same handoff, the same spot. Runs right into the Chatard defense. Only a 1 yard gain.
And you wonder if Dylan Vargas will come back into this game at some point, get some touches of his own, joining Linden in that running back category.
House rolling left and throws that short, incomplete, intended for his intended wide receiver, Aiden Horn.
Horn has been a big target for House today, trying to connect with him once again, but just a little bit short of the man.
3rd and 9. Ball at the 41-yard line. You got to think Daniel, two tries to pick up this 9 yards and a 1st down and continue this drive. They haven't scored since their first possession of the game.
I would agree, potentially get like 6 yards on a slant pass to a wide receiver here. Make it a manageable 4th down and 3.
Chatard fakes a blitz. House rolls out to the left. He's going to pick up the 1st down with his legs before he gets out of bounds. And a 1st down for the Golden Eagles.
And that's the 2nd time today I've seen House make a really good play with his legs. No wide receiver was open, and he decided to just tuck it and run and was able to get the 1st down on 3rd and 9.
House has 7 carries for 26 yards. That one's tipped at the line of scrimmage and falls harmlessly to the ground for an incomplete pass. Good job by the defensive lineman to get his hands up and cause that incompletion.
That's the first incomplete pass we've seen batted down at the line of scrimmage today. Some really quality work from the Chatard defensive line, getting the hands up, getting the big paws up, and knocking that one down before it could get anywhere towards a wide receiver.
Seems like Guerin Catholic trying to go a little quick and catch the defense off guard. Linden the carry. Got 4 yards on that one. It'll be 3rd down.
I feel like Guerin Catholic does a lot more stuff with just Malcolm House by himself, not looking over to the sideline as much, getting calls from Tom Dilley. But with Malcolm House being a senior, he's been in this program for 4 years. He probably has plenty of knowledge to just take the offense by himself.
3rd and 7. Here comes a reverse. It's over to Aiden Horn. Got blockers in front of him. Has an angle. He's going to go all the way to the end zone for a touchdown.
An excellent play call by Tom Dilley. Needed something to get go back his way to get them back into this game. Aiden Horn on the reverse had a man to block him, and he was off to the races into the end zone.
Touchdown from Aiden Horn, 28 yards. And with 5:18 to go, Guerin Catholic on for the extra point. And a flag goes down. It's going to be offsides on Chatard.
And now it looks like the offense on to go for two, get another point on this deficit.
So half to the distance to the goal, puts the ball at the 1.5-yard line. And Aiden Horn with a 28-yard touchdown run. That's his third rush for 35 yards. And now Golden Eagles are going to go for two. House under center. Vargas in the backfield. Got to think that's where the ball's going. No, they go to Linden. And he stopped. No gain. A great job by the Chatard defense to stop that two-point conversion.
And an excellent play to stuff out that trick of a play between on the two-point conversion going not to Vargas but instead to Linden.
We'll take a break and come back with more third quarter action on IndianaSRN.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
A 28-yard touchdown run by Aiden Horn. Missed two-point conversion, and the score is now 34-13. It goes out of bounds. That'll be a penalty on Guerin. Let's take a look at that touchdown play.
There you see the reverse going over to Aiden Horn and finding the block along the sideline, able to find the edge and get a touchdown.
Great play there by...
And then right after that.
Yeah, great play there. Great call by the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the two-point conversion, Daniel.
Yeah, Linden, it looked like he had a misstep on the way out almost, and that kind of stopped his momentum. May have not been able to get that clean run around to the quarterback that he wanted to get.
First and 10 from the 35. Indiana Labor's District Council, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Labor's District Council, affiliated local unions to build Indiana. We are Lyuna, and we are a deep pass all the way down inside the 20. Goes Jack Harrington, finding Kalen Sargent again.
All the way down the right side of the field. There it is again. Kalen Sargent streaking past his man. Jack Harrington able to find him, only able to take him down inside the 20 on the first play of the drive.
Shoestring tackle. But an excellent throw by Harrington. And now they keep it on the ground to Daniel Shaw. 46 yards on the pass. That puts Sargent for 5 catches for 106. And Shaw with a 3-yard gain. It'll be second down and 7. Ball resting on the 16-yard line.
Jack Harrington showing out on what is his last home game of the season.
Another quick screen. Sargent on the reception. And he'll get 8 on that.
Sargent really racking up the receptions today. If you're in a PPR league, pick up Kalen Sargent.
He's the one you want. He's going to get you some fantasy points today.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a bubble screen out. And a nice open field tackle by Guerin Catholic. Stephen Bell, his second catch for 3 yards. He now has 2 catches for 10.
Some substitutions from Chatard here. You saw a couple players that thought they were going out of the field and then turned around and realized they weren't getting out on the field, but got to get the red zone package in here inside the 5-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 5. Here's the handoff right up the middle. Touchdown, Daniel Shaw. His second of the game from 5 yards out. Chatard answers a touchdown with a touchdown of their own. And they are on top now 40-13.
And that was a really quick drive from Chatard too, powered by that big throw from Harrington to Sargent, and then Shaw finishing it off, getting in the end zone once again.
Daniel Shaw's second touchdown run, both of 5 yards. And the extra point is up and good. With 3:19 to go here in quarter 3, Chatard on top.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements, top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Conditions. Back here at Chatard, just scored again on a 5-yard touchdown run by Daniel Shaw, his second of the game, and the Trojans on top 41-13. That offense rolling, has not even punted today as they get ready to kick off here. Kick is shorter. They'll be taken at the 14-yard line. And tackle made by number 43.
There you see the run by Shaw again up the middle. Offensive line made a hole. He walks in up on 2 feet for the score.
1st and 10, ball on the 27 as a tackle made by number 43. Teammates excited for him. No doubt getting some action, producing while he's out there. 3:13 to go here in the third as Malcolm House back in the shotgun, trips to the right. Arrowhead formation, 2 receivers left. Only 3 down linemen for the Trojans. House, quarterback draw, able to break containment and get outside and get a first down.
Really good running from House to entering the day. We thought he might stick to the red zone when he was rushing the ball, but now we've seen him several times scrambling out on the quarterback draws and getting any yards where he can.
8 rushes for House for 36 yards. Now he looks to pass. Almost intercepted. Undercutting the route was the linebacker, number 15. Great defensive play. After starting 4 for 4, House has had some issues through the air, only 1 completion.
Yeah, that was Cade Rickard almost with the interception there for Bishop Chatard, but just falling out of the hands.
Up the middle goes number 9. And it'll be third down. Call it 3rd and 6 from the 42. Howell's rolling to his right, getting some pressure. And he's going to be sacked and brought down.
Breaking the pressure just for a moment by that Bishop Chatard line, getting ever so feisty, keeping their eyes on the quarterback, not giving up, not letting down, finding the sack, the second sack of the day.
Good pursuit by the Chatard defense. You had a running back out there to kind of block, but there were two guys, and they were just sprinting downhill as House was trying to find a receiver downfield. Could not, went down. It's going to be 4th and 11. You gotta, if you're a Chatard player, they're going to scoot back and punt it, and gets a nice roll, lands at the 30, rolls out of bounds, and we'll say we'll mark it around the 25-yard line. Make a difference. Help us put more student athletes on TV by logging on to IndianaSRN.org, add directing and your donation to a specific school, or hit donate button. More games, more opportunity for our kids. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
And we talked about it earlier in the game with Malcolm House having the majority of the punting duties. He really has that option to where he can keep the defense out towards the line of scrimmage and not allow the opportunity for Bishop Chatard to have a man downfield to return, because if they do, then there's an open receiver on the other side of the field, and House can get a first down out of it.
So the ball landed at the 30, went out of bounds at the 21. It'll be 1st and 10. Here's the handoff up the middle. Daniel Shaw gets the carry. Vargas on the tackle. Gain of 3 for Shaw. He's got 12 carries for 70 yards. Adams with 12 carries for 91 yards. Both with 2 touchdowns. Harrington in the shotgun. Harrington, though, been perfect today. So here's the draw. Shaw with the handoff. Gets maybe another yard. Be 3rd down.
Clock down, winding down on Guerin. I thought you might have been right, and they may have gone for a 4th and 11 strictly because of the clock the way it is, with the score the way it is, having to get 28 points to come back in this one, but electing to punt.
Harrington back to pass. Over the middle, it's tipped, and it falls incomplete through the hands of Harrison Forrestal. The first incompletion that I have for Jack Harrington, 18 of 19.
A great opportunity there for Guerin Catholic to potentially get an interception, bring it back inside the Chatard territory, but unable to do so off of the tip drill.
Through Forrestal's hands, he's made some really nice catches. He's had 3 receptions for 40 yards, but couldn't quite haul that one in, and it's going to be 4th and 6, and a flag comes in. It'll be a false start against Chatard. That's really the only negative thing that you can think of, Daniel, from Chatard's standpoint, is they've really kind of struggled here with some of the penalties.
They have, and they've been lucky to be able to overcome them as much as they have. In that first quarter, you didn't have much of any, but since then, in the second and third here, we've had quite a few coming against Chatard. A couple against Guerin, but more often than not, it's been against Chatard that the penalties came against.
42 seconds here in the quarter number 3. The punt is up, and there'll be a flag for maybe running into the kicker as the punter got a good job of also selling it.
He did do a great job of selling that flag on the play.
Landed and fell. Let's see if it's just a running or a roughing. And they're going to call it roughing the kicker. That'll give the Chatard Trojans an automatic first down, I believe. Yes, first down, Chatard. Let's see if they can take advantage of that mistake.
I don't know how good Bishop Chatard's theater program is around here, but
We found someone that they need to recruit.
We did indeed find someone that they need to recruit.
Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him today for coverage tomorrow at 317-894-7000. That's Family Source Insurance and Pat Cherry. 317-894-7000. Unsportsmanlike penalty on the Guerin sideline. They'll move the ball all the way up to midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 now from the 50.
So how about that for a turn of events? Going from punting the ball, you were going to get the ball back if you're Guerin Catholic, to now Bishop Chatard has the ball with a fresh set of downs at midfield.
Big turn of events. Let's see if Chatard can capitalize. This is almost like a turnover. Let's see if they go try to hit the long ball here on this first play.
It really is between the yards of the penalty combined with the punt and where you would expect Guerin to be. You're right around there.
There's an outside pass, just a little short of his intended receiver, Sargent. 2 incompletions in the row by Jack Harrington stop the presses. 18 of 20 now.
And that was really what's been keeping them going, apparently, because the moment that Harrington finally found those incompletions, that's when Chatard was getting ready to punt.
2nd down. Harrington looks to the left, little swing pass with blockers in front. That's Jackson Guerin. And a flag comes down late. Picked up about 20 yards, but let's see what the laundry's about. That'll be a hold on Chatard. So let's see where the hold. And the hold happened right at the yard to gain, so basically it's 2nd down and 10 all over again.
Exactly. You see the holding spot foul, and that brings it right back to midfield.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. The 2nd down and 10. 23 seconds here in quarter number 3. Harrington in the shotgun. Looks, and that's tipped. Good pressure by Guerin Catholic.
It looked like all 3 receivers to the near side of the screen were all running the same route. They all turned around expecting to see the ball coming their way, but all 3 of them stopped at the same time. Maybe a little bit of route miscommunication between the 3 receivers on that near side.
3rd and 10. Got kind of sloppy here these last few plays in the 3rd quarter. Harrington looks to the right, avoids the pressure. Now he's going to get sacked and he'll go down. He'll lose 2 yards. And in comes the punting unit for Chatard. Ball will be on the 49-yard line, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break and come back and settle up in 4th quarter with Chatard on top 41-13 on IndianaSRN.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Welcome back to Chatard High School. Well, Bishop Chatard had its first punt of the day We're about to have its first punt of the day, rather, here as we start the fourth quarter. Chatard on top of Guerin Catholic by the score of 41-13 here in this Circle City Conference clash.
Well, I guess in a way you could say we already did have a punt. It just got called back due to the roughing the punter call.
This time he makes sure to stay away from the punter. Good punt, fair catch. Be hauled in by Guerin Catholic in Aiden Horn at about the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? If you're looking for amazingly fresh food and servers that genuinely care about service, you can try Aspen Creek Grill. If you're looking for that amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about service, you won't be disappointed. And Clean Slate. Find your future in the cloud. We're a technology consulting firm specializing in custom-built modern applications and products that deliver greater agility, faster speed, and innovation and resiliency to handle whatever the future throws your way. Call us today at 866-885-3249. How's back to pass, looks to the left, airs it out, got a man, just out of these long stretched arms, incomplete.
And a great fake to Linden before the throw. That really brought the defense in and allowed the receiver to get out past all of the Chatard defensive safeties.
Really got past that last line of defense. And if you're Chatard, that's one thing you don't want to give up is an easy touchdown. Just a bit overthrown. Don't know if the wind had anything to do with that ball or not. 2nd and 10. Here's the draw to Linden. As we take a look at some upcoming games here in IndianaSRN, University at Chatard volleyball this Thursday. Don't miss that coming up. And also our game of the week next Friday, Brownsburg and Zionsville. A big clash of two really good, talented football teams. Don't miss that pregame starting at 6:50 for that football contest. 3rd down and 6. Throwback wide open, and they just can't complete it. Julian Linden was the intended receiver. It'll be 4th down.
One quick note, we mentioned it earlier today, was the number 1 versus number 2 teams according to MaxPreps. One of them is Brownsburg. That game is now officially final. Brownsburg improving to 6-0 with its 17-13 win over number 2 Westfield today.
Two big-time programs battling it out as it's 4th and 6. Howes will punt. Angles it to the left. Catch is made at the 50. Breaks a tackle into Guerin Catholic territory. It's a 1st down. Zach Nance. And here out comes the Trojan offense at the 43. 11:05 here in quarter 1. Harrington will be with Adams in the backfield. Chatard really threw the ball. It seemed like a lot that last possession. Let's see if they get back to that ground attack. And here they do is a handoff to Adams. Goes right side on the cutback.
Every drive, it's a question mark at who you're going to see starting in that running back spot between Adams, Shaw, and also Goodry and Graves. Adams and Shaw both having 2 touchdowns now. Goodry and Graves each adding one of their own.
Adams for 9 yards on that carry. 2nd and 1. Chatard in no hurry. 13 on the play clock. Harrington gets a snap. Left side is where they've had a lot of success. And more hard running by Adams. Gets another 9-yard run. And unofficially, I have Dylan Adams for 14 carries for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. Unofficially.
Unofficially.
1st and 10, ball on the 23.
You do wonder if Harrington will get back to that pass game, although keeping the clock running with a big lead is never a bad idea.
And outside, one man to beat. Taken down inside the 5 is Daniel Adams.
Adams getting all of the runs this drive. You've seen them run with both of them. We're mixing in Graves or Goodry as well, but Adams taking every single carry this drive.
Ball in the 3. First and goal from the 3 is the Trojan offense. Here's Daniel Adams, Submarine, still on his feet. I don't think he went down. The whistle blew it dead. Unless maybe his elbow went down. That's the only thing I can think of.
I agree. I did not see any body part go down on that play.
You mentioned now he just has a knack for when he gets tackled to land on the defender.
Mm-hmm. And then move forward for 1 or 2 yards. It just happened that 1 or 2 yards this time could have been the end zone.
Harrington. And this time he gets in. Daniel Adams touchdown from 2 yards out. His 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. An extra point pending.
And that time he came in untouched by the defense. He loves that left side of the offensive line. He's been going to it all night. Used it once again to get in the end zone.
Daniel Adams, his 3rd touchdown run. Kick is up. And it is good. And with 9:10 left in the game, Chatard on top 48-13.
Make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
There we go.
Welcome back, Chatard. 2-yard touchdown run by Daniel Adams, his 3rd, makes the score 48-13. Clean slate. Find your future in the cloud. We're a technology consulting firm specializing in custom-built modern applications and products that deliver greater agility, faster speed and innovation, and the resiliency to handle whatever the future throws your way. Call us today at 866-885-3249. Thank you to Clean Slate. And the kickoff taken at the 5 and brought down at the 15-yard line. A nice tackle.
There you see it. Daniel Adams walking in untouched on that last touchdown. You see the referee going down in the background. Daniel Adams giving him a helping hand. Getting back up to his feet after the touchdown.
Can't have another one go down. We're already down one official from earlier in the first quarter. It's 8:37. Now we have a running clock since the Trojans are up by 35 or more. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line for Guerin Catholic. Malcolm House will hand it off. Linden with the carry. He'll get 2 yards. Linden, you're starting to see more and more ball carrying responsibilities his way. He now has 10 carries, which leads the team for 33 yards.
Don't forget, he also had one yesterday for 11 yards.
So it'll be 2nd down. This time the Trojan defense doesn't let him get away. He'll get 1 out of that carry. It'll be 3rd down. Thad Lawrence on the tackle for Chatard. 3rd and 7.
House down by himself in the backfield.
Three down lineman. Chatard playing the pass. He's going to run. Dives close to the first down. They'll give him just a yard short. Six yards on that carry. 4th and 1. You're going to think Guerin will probably go for this.
You would expect them to, especially with the running clock. There's no real shame in going for it here on 4th and 2.
Also think some Bishop Chatard Trojans substitution's going to occur here if they get the ball back.
Get some of the seniors in potentially on senior night for the last home game they have.
House will kick it away. A nice punt. Takes a Guerin roll. And it'll go out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Wheeler Mission for over 125 years. Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Can you volunteer today? Call us at 317-686-6239 at Wheeler Mission. As the crowd is excited, some seniors and backups and people that have worked extremely hard able to get into the game right now.
Show out for the home fans one last time.
New quarterback into the game as well. Harrington takes a seat after his fine performance.
It's Chris Hill that's into the game now. He's also handled some wide receiver duties earlier this year.
And number 24 on the carry. Gain of a yard. Vargas on the tackle. Vargas probably hadn't been off the field much today, being either a running back, fullback type for their offense and a middle linebacker for the defense. Hill drops back to pass. A little swing out, caught in the flat. Nice move. Makes a man miss. Breaks a tackle. The pile moves forward. Nice 5-yard pass, 4-yard pass. To bring up 3rd down. Third and 4. Hill in the shotgun. RPO gives it to the running back around the right side. 2-yard gain. They'll be 2 yards short. And it brings up 4th down. Out comes the punting unit. Good to get those players some much needed time here in that series, and I'm sure the same will be true for their defensive side.
Agreed. These players have been working so hard for this moment for however long it's been, and getting them into the game, getting them some reps. You could tell there won't be any quit on this team with these lineup.
Nolan Radcliffe back to catch. Falls down. Does a good job of letting the ball not hit him as it takes a Chatard roll, and it'll be down at the 21-yard line. You see some of that slippery turf. It'll be 1st and 10 for Guerin Catholic at the 21-yard line.
And you wonder now what kind of offense Guerin Catholic will run with the running clock here approaching just 3 minutes to play.
Malcolm Howes back out there in shotgun. Hand off, breaking tackles up the middle, dragging the pile. Close to a 1st down. It's number 9, Colby Clean. And he's close to a 1st down. They'll give him a 1st down. They'll move the chains.
Colby Klee, a freshman for the Guerin Catholic team, just now getting his first action of the game.
Take the handoff again. Another 9-yard gain.
Klee was actually able to get some good reps last week as well when they were playing Ron Colley. Jack Linden unable to appear in that game, so we had 10 carries for 57 yards. Colby Klee did in that game.
Klee, 2 rushes, 19 yards. And a little trickeration backwards pass out to Aiden Horn. And that's enough for a first down. They move the chains as we're under 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 4.
And you wonder if that's something that Tom Dilley had been thinking about using for a while, but he wasn't quite confident enough to use it in a super big scenario, so he wanted to try it out and see how it worked on that play there.
Klee with the carry again. As he gets a nice 7-yard gain there. Be 2nd and 3. Substitutions keep to be shuffling in for Chatard. Klee gets the handoff. Again, right up the middle. And Klee, just a freshman, be a big factor for this Guerin offense for the next 3 years.
He will be. Jack Linden, a junior, Dylan Vargas, a senior, so it'll be his offense here real soon.
Under a minute to go. Klee with the handoff. He'll dive forward again, crosses the 40. Nice 5-yard gain. Second and 5. And this might be the last play of the game. 20 seconds left or so, 25 seconds. Caught in the backfield and tackled by a group of Trojans.
And if that's the last play of the game, I don't think Bishop Chatard will be too disappointed in that as the last play of the game. It looks like it will be.
And 5 seconds, and that will be the last play of the game, as Chatard will walk away with a 48-13 victory. Daniel, a impressive performance on all accounts by Chatard. You think of Jack Harrington throwing for 232 yards and a touchdown. Daniel Adams had 17 carries for 133 yards, 3 touchdowns. Daniel Shaw, 2 touchdowns. Jack Skidry had a touchdown as well. Defense only allowing 2 touchdowns. Thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, I think between Jack Harrington and the quad running backs that Chatard used today, I think that's something to definitely look forward to, especially with their next couple of games against Andrean and then going down to Cincinnati in a couple weeks' time, and then moving forward in sectional play.
3 weeks left in the regular season for Guerin. Next week they'll take on Pike, who's 3-2, at Terre Haute North, and at Lafayette Central Catholic, who's 5-0. Get them prepared for sectional play. I'd like to thank our producer, Jerry Collins, our cameraman, Justin Griffiths, and, of course, my partner, Daniel Miller, for their awesome job and efforts today. And this is Clark Chafin. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you this week, Thursday volleyball. Until then, take care. So long, everybody. You guys are cool.